Brains.
Brains.
You kept my seat warm today.
Say again?
Did you keep my seat warm today?
I did. Took a long steamy dump on it after that game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back there then.
Oh man, that was Jesus Christ. That the feeling of that goal being chucked off. You know, me and Sim and jumping around. Sai came, jumped down. Was like we're all like so fucking stoked, and then he like VAR does it again.
Yeah.
Just can't take those moments, man. Just can't take those moments. They're so hard.
To be honest, Brains, I didn't even really celebrate that goal that much, did I? Because like it was a
check the watch along highlights.
Yeah. I don't think I did because it wasn't a winning goal, was it?
No,
so it's like, why are we even celebrating?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But anyway, sorry, carry on, Brains.
Well, I had the feeling like if we could get that, you know, you never know. Like Bergwijn's come on the pitch.
And he scores 2 goals in 2 minutes. Yeah.
Maybe he gets,
exactly. You know. Josh is saying he's not going to score 2 goals again, and then he gets it out like, but nah.
But we made like some really nice movements. It's just, you know what? Like the big problem today was in the first half, you could see it. The midfield was just dead, just not getting to balls. Højbjerg, like I've defended Højbjerg in the comments, you know, on this channel for a while now. And his performances have just dropped steadily. And today he was just so off the pace. Like balls were just getting away from him, trying to clear the ball, looking like he can't even kick the ball right. You know, like making rash decisions every time the ball came near him. Like just take a touch. What are you doing every time? Just kicking the ball away. It was so unlike him. And then the other side is you got Winks just went right back into that dreadful Winks performance. When Bentancur came in, it made it look like they're both under 14 players. Yeah. That's how the level between Bentancur to any other like midfielder we have is so vast. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Brains, like, he was the real only positive from today, wasn't he?
Yeah, because he looked so composed. Again, he got the ball in a dangerous position in the you know, our own box, and he kind of spun out of it. He's like he can get the ball with players around him. A couple of times I was annoyed because he doesn't just pass the ball and then wait. He passes and then makes himself available for the next pass. So there was a couple of times where he did perfect little 1-2s and he was running through and he would have been the most progressive player, and Son didn't go back to him or Lucas didn't go back to him. And I was like, what's going on here? Like he's better than all of you. Just give him the ball back. You know, like he'll do more with the ball than the rest of you because you're all like Son's not pulling the trigger. Players everywhere are just like not on their game, and I just don't understand how. I mean, the Brighton game, I didn't think we looked that good anyway. I thought Kane looked amazing, you know, and I thought like Bentancur when he came in looked amazing, but we would never have lost that Basuma goal if we had any form of good players on the right side of the pitch. Like, so we've got this huge problem every game that you go. Like last week, I was right there in the front row with Sai, and it's devastating to watch how bad Royale reads the game. It's unbelievable. Like you're watching, you can see like you could fit a ship in the space between him and the person he's marking. It's unbelievable, you know. And I was showing Sim. I was like, Sim, look at this, look, and it's like Sim was saying he must be getting told to do this. Because you couldn't be that bad and play in a professional team. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I genuinely think he might be the worst wing back I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen someone give players so much space and then not know
worse
what
than
to
Matt
do.
Doherty.
I think he is.
We've got the two worst in history.
Yeah. Doherty's a close second worst of all time. He's got him on the team. And that's our backup. 1 and 2 worst defenders ever.
You'll never sing that, Brains.
Brains. What was it? Was it a personnel issue? Was it a tactical issue? Was it we got outfought today? What was the real crux of the issue today?
It's hard to say that it's a tactical thing because, like, at some point, some of these players are going to have to like man up and grow some balls and actually play good football. Like Winks, he's given Winks he's trying to give him the confidence of saying, "Look, I'm not just going to bring a player in and he's going to take your spot, right?" And he's trying to show him respect. So show me respect back and play well. and Winks has just shat all over that respect. He's just taken that respect and just crumbled it up and thrown it back in his face. Winks never starts in this team again. Like, Bentancur has to replace him.
I am 100% with Brains that. Do you know what? I don't know if it was you that said this in the group chat, Brains. Was it you? But someone said, wait until, or it might have actually been Tobes that I was speaking to, actually. He said, wait until after the January window for all these players that we are saying, oh, look how well they're doing. Winks, Dyer, Davis. He said, wait until after the January window. And what Brains has just said there is so true. Look, after the January window, Winks, look, he looks awful again.
He's gone right back. And it's like, so you could say, like, okay, well, tactically, Winks is only really going to do well when he's the kind of, in a little triangle of midfielders where he's the progressive player. And it's like, but we're not playing that system, though, so we have to change everything to get Winks in the team, because he can't be in it playing a double pivot. What kind of midfielder worth his salt can't play in a double pivot? Every time Winks was so slow to the ball. There was the dude that had the left foot shot that hit the crossbar. No one shut him down. It was like, all right, dude, here, why don't you have a free shot? We're roll on up, folks. Have some free shots. It was like unbelievable. He had no awareness of space. But the funniest thing for me was like Bentancur's face, like when he just plays the ball. He comes on. He's done a couple of really nice things. You can see, like, you can tell other players around him just want to give the ball to him straight away, because he's now the only player that's got any composure in our team, other than like Kane. So Bentancur turns and like gives the ball to Winks, and Winks slips, and it pulls a Gerrard, and the dude just gets in and like should score. You see like Bentancur's face, like, well, I'm not doing that again. Like, I'm not passing the ball to that gimp. Like, I'm never passing that guy the ball again. Like, Winks is so bad when he's anywhere in the kind of register role, anywhere in the back. As a holding defensive midfielder, Winks he doesn't have the strength to do it. He's not a strong footballer. Play him in a kind of cam, maybe. Play him up trying to, because he's got some decent passes. But then if we're not playing that way, then don't play Winks. You know what I mean?
I think he just can't take anyone getting in his face. If someone allows him to pass, someone gives him some time on the ball, he'll look a decent player. Like, Brighton gave him some time on the ball when we were facing Liverpool, and he looked really good. Like, who did they have in midfield again? Like,
if he gets pressed, he buckles under the pressure.
Exactly, yeah. And so does Højbjerg as well. Højbjerg pass.
Not every single time.
I actually think, in my opinion, I know you lot, I don't know if you agree with this, both of you, but I think actually Højbjerg was worse than Winks today. And do you know what? Conte agreed with me, because he took him off. So
he was, yeah. Højbjerg was having such a stinker. He might have like kind of did the pass, the kind of the assist to get the goal, but he was just out of it. Like, the amount of times, like, and the crowd are ranting every time he does something so. Like, he just won't take a touch on the ball. Like, the ball's coming down, and he like smashes it away rather than just take the, like, people are screaming, take a touch, hold the ball. Like, you're a holding midfielder. You're supposed to take the ball, calmly distribute it. And he couldn't do that at all today. He was a little bit better when he was in the attacking phase, but that's not your job, And I also think that's like, like when you're through football, you create partnerships, right? So, Romero is not really that great if he has shit either side of him. He's a great player, and he was brilliant, but he looks like he gets exposed when he's got shit either side of him.
He's 23 years old as well, Brains. You've got to remember, we can't have him as our leader of our back line. He's 23 years old.
We're missing Dyer and Skip massively, aren't we?
Even some of our best players,
we're
at that age,
we're missing more centre backs. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, Brains, you're breaking up there.
Players who can come in because. Sorry, yeah, we're missing more players who can just come in and just be better, like quality players. We definitely have like a huge gap in quality. You know what I mean? So like, I think with Højbjerg, when he's lining up against in midfield with Winks, I think neither of them are going to be confident of working together like that. They both seem like it's a double pivot. You have to be able to talk clearly to each other, and they don't have. At one point, they're shouting at each other. Winks is shouting at Sanchez. Winks is saying, come. Sanchez is saying, you have to block. You know, like they're shouting at each other. It's like there's no communication. It's at one point for about 10, 15 minutes, it was just an utter shambles.
Yeah.
It was so alarming to watch. If I was Conte, I'd be going, what is wrong with these dudes? They just played the other day. What am I watching here? How has everything gone to shit? You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what,
How many chances have we given teams in the last 2 games from down our like right side? You know,
Countless,
they're left.
mate. Absolutely.
It's
Scott pulled that
unbelievable.
up, didn't he? Scott's the previous person that called in. He said the right side, that Mora, Sanchez, and Emerson.
I think it's something we've known for a long time, though.
But
Season, really.
look, you're kind of like saying, oh, Conte would look at the team and think, oh, what happened to you? Like, I'm sorry, he has to take some responsibility today. We all called for, well, us in the studio anyway, we called for changes at half-time, changes to our tactics, changes, like we wanted 3 in midfield, or we wanted something else. We didn't really change. I know we had a 5-minute spell after half-time, but if you get a bollocking by Conte, you're gonna do something for 5 minutes.
I think today was the first game where Conte's been too slow to react, in my opinion.
Yeah. At halftime there needed to be changes. I was shocked when he came back on. And, Chelsea as well.
Chelsea games he'd given up before the game even started.
Yeah.
So
he has a serious.
I completely swiped those Chelsea games from my mind.
I don't even
'cause
think about them. Yeah,
it was lost before we even stepped onto the pitch. Those games.
How do you look at it? Like if you sit and like Harry Kane still did some really good things today, and he played well. And sometimes our attack is not really the problem. Like Son maybe didn't look the best, but he still got a goal. He still got into dangerous places.
Forgot Son scored. that's how bad the game's been. I forgot that Son scored. But yeah, it's just like we just can't. If he's going to set up like that with just a double pivot in the middle and like 3 across the front, I mean, I just don't think those are the right. We need Adam Traore wing backs to do that, because we need wing backs that will carry the ball the length of the pitch, like or Lamptey or some. Like we need not even our left wing backs aren't good enough to do that. Yeah. Like we don't. Yeah. We need wing backs that can dribble and put a pass in the final, and neither of those wing backs can dribble on either side. Like there just isn't enough going on right now. Like I honestly feel like
I would start Lucas as a wing back. I would just do, and that's not great.
Definitely, like, or Bergwijn. I would probably start Bergwijn.
He's already said Kulusevski can play wing back.
But look, let's bring it on to that, Brains. What did you think of Kulusevski coming on? Because
so like last week, we were right down the front and we were behind the goal, and Kulusevski did this cool thing and he won a corner, but he was only on for like 8 or 9 minutes, and sure he got the ball quite a bit and he did a bunch of things. This was in the Brighton game, but after 8 or 9 minutes, he ran into the centre and we were right there, saw him, and he was like holding his stitch. He was on for 8 minutes and he was holding his stitch, and he was looking at Harry. Really? Harry touched him and was like, "You all right?" And he was like, and so basically, Kulu is like, he's not game ready yet.
He's injured.
I don't know if he's fully. I don't know if he's fully injured. He was definitely had a stitch, and that just shows you that like he needs a little bit more time and coming on as a sub. I don't think you could start him from what I've seen. And then today, like coming on when all of a sudden it's a bit of a shit show, you know, like. I think we should have been looking after that goal. I think we should have been looking to solidify things up and just. It looked like he was overrun.
He made that sub before the goal, didn't he, Brains?
Yeah, and Lucas didn't have a good one either. Like Lucas was hot and cold today. He does do a great assist, but it's kind of like he was going to pull Lucas off a lot earlier as well, but. It's just Southampton were savvy as well. The way they broke up every time we try to get a bit of momentum, they go down on the ground. They kind of drag time. They cut up. They broke up anytime. But that's football. Like that was really clever. You know, they did a job on us today. You know, they completely outplayed us in the first half. Our midfield was non-existent. In the second half, they just slowed. Every time we tried to get something going, they slowed us down. But on Kulu, I think it's going to take a little bit more time. I do like some of the stuff he tries to do it, but. It's more the stuff when he goes in centre. He's got a brilliant little pass and he's got nice little touches inside. He always finds a player, but I just don't really see him right now as a winger. I just don't see it. Like either he's like he needs to wait a lot more to get game time and get his fitness up and speed up. But for me, it's like it's a bit much to ask him to come on in the Prem and be a winger. I don't see that.
I agree.
You know, I see him as a cam.
He's literally played about 20 minutes since he's come here. He's only just come here, so I think we need to be a bit more patient with that one.
Oh,
and
totally.
See how he develops and stuff like that. So,
and I'm not being critical either, because I still think he's a great player. I think he's got so much talent. I just think he should be maybe like a cam or a little bit inside.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I think, but he's got all the skill and all the talent in the world, and he does have speed as well. I just think it's a bit much throwing him into these big games like this just now. You know, like we need to build him up a little
games,
bit.
The dizzying heights of Southampton at home.
I think that he would be he'll be good from the right, but only against teams that we're actually dominating. In a team like in a game like today against Southampton, where we're hoping to get them on the break, like he's no good. But against a Watford or a Burnley or something like that, a low block, I think that he will be good. I think
he's got creative pass in him.
You know what I'd absolutely love to see, because I think that this would just work a treat. Midfield of Bentancur, Skip, or Højbjerg if he gets his head out of his ass, but in front of them, Kulu in front of them, actually playing in that kind of cam combining midfield role, not where he's having to steam up and down the wing and cut in, but actually make things happen, and then maybe just have Son and Kane up front as two. So playing that, you know, like the 3-5-2, and have that little triangle, because I think Kulu's strong. I think he's really strong on the ball as well, and I think those two players have bring, like, you know, Serie A confidence as well. So I'd love to see that. I just don't think we're strong enough right now in the midfield.
What must Bentancur be thinking? Comes on, plays an amazing game. We go ahead.
Levels above anyone we have in midfield.
Yeah, and then we just concede 2 goals like that. Like if I was him,
I mean,
welcome to the Premier League, Bentancur.
Welcome to Tottenham.
Welcome to Tottenham,
not the Premier League.
Welcome to Tottenham, yeah.
I mean, he does these like amazing little skills, and then he passes the ball to Winks. Winks can't control the ball. And like Emerson cuts in.
Ball out to Lucas, man, for the goal.
I know, like
awful,
just shocking stuff. But the thing is, with top 4, I was going to say, like I said, top 4. You know, Josh was on that show as well. Josh was arguing that we were going to get top 4, and I was saying that we're not going to get top 4. And the reason I was saying we're not going to get top 4 is games like this. It's games like this. These are the games. Get it,
Brains? Who's going to get it?
Look, I think it's out of Arsenal and Man U. Like, even though they're going to keep dropping points and going to keep shitting the bed.
United.
But Arsenal
are on the same points as us.
Arsenal don't have a striker. They hardly have a striker, right? They got Lacazette and Nketiah, 3 goals combined.
They drew to Burnley at home last game.
Last season they drew to Burnley at home, right?
I know, but
they've got
all
Wolves away. They've still got to come to us as well.
But all of those facts are them. Like, that's their shit. Our shit is that we can't get past Southampton. Like, we can't get past teams. And anytime it gets close to us, just like, let's just get those out of the way. Let's just beat this team. Let's just, you know, we'll hammer a good team like Brighton. Okay, next game. All right, let's just get these guys out of the way. They're not that great. Boom, we lose 3-2. You know, and that's Spursy. That's what we're always going to be, you know. And so for me, it's like, and I think this really highlighted today the problem that we just don't have a strong squad. You know, like, now look at our midfield. 1 good midfielder in the club. That's what we're looking at. With Skip's injured, 1 good midfielder in the club. It's just shocking stuff. It's like, how do you get top 4 with that?
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking stuff.
All right, Brains, thanks for coming on once again. And
thanks for coming on and bumming everyone out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, don't worry.
We'll see you next time, Brains.